Heavy armor in Ohio's heartland. NBC4 investigates military-grade weapons inside local police departments. The arsenals include handguns, assault rifles, bayonets, and this, an MRAP, which stands for Mine-Resistant Ambush Protected. Police departments around the state have received more than $67 million worth of military equipment from the Department of Defense in the past 20 years.
The equipment is free, but critics claim there might be a much bigger cost, loss of public trust. NBC4's Mike Bowersock investigates.
It became an issue this past summer during the riots in Ferguson, Missouri. When did police departments start looking more like armies? And why? The Ohio Department of Public Safety keeps logs on who has been given what.
As it turns out, the area with the most military equipment is not Columbus, it's not Cleveland, it's not Cincinnati. It is here in Lima, in Allen County.
I believe our agency has a total of 16 of them right now.
This is Sergeant Dave Gillespie with the Lima Police Department, and these are Vietnam War era M16s that can be fully automatic.
Do you see a situation where a police officer needs basically a machine gun?
You know, I spent quite a few years in our narcotics division, and it would not be unlikely to find numerous high-caliber weapons, being of the AK-47 variety, the .308 type rifles. We have to prepare ourselves for anything that the common citizen can purchase.
Bomb robots. They have 4 of them, and the county has even more. But the numbers alone don't tell the whole story. For example, the bomb robots are patched and pieced together to get one that works correctly. And in the storeroom of military-acquired equipment, there are tools that are outdated and don't even work, and they're included in the arsenal.
If we absolutely had to have it, we would use it. We do have 4 of these units, which are 1970s vintage night vision goggles.
One big problem, though.
There are some issues with these that the older models cause a significant hazard of electrical shock.
Overvalued and broken gear appears to be common. This is the most expensive military-supplied item in the state, and it has been issued to the Hocking County Sheriff's Office. It is a Humvee valued at $5 million. At one time, this truck could knock out radio transmissions and take over airwaves, but not anymore. The Sheriff's Office will use it, once it can start it, as a decontamination unit when shutting down Hocking County's meth labs.
There's nothing really in here that I see is worth the millions of dollars.
Hocking County does have something that is worth nearly $750,000, and many Central Ohio police agencies have one. It's called an MRAP, and it stands for Mine-Resistant Ambush Protected. It weighs 52,000 pounds, nearly as much as a loaded semi, and it's brand new.
Why in the world would Hocking County need something that could survive an explosion?
I agree. I mean, it's not if you take the mine aspect out of it, saying, yeah, we aren't going to see explosions, but this day and age with, sovereign citizens and different things like that, you never know.
Machine guns and 26-ton vehicles meant to survive a bomb. Anything that the military isn't using anymore. Is this the direction police should be going?
Have police agencies become too militarized?
Honestly, I believe that police agencies are simply increasing to the threats that they're seeing out there.
I want the most protection for myself, and my family does, to make sure I make it back. And if someone's shooting at me, I would love to be in that thing that makes sure I didn't get shot.
When you start bringing in military type of equipment, the people get intimidated by that, and that causes them to react to certain type of situations that's not needed.
Thad Alexander is a retired Columbus police officer and Vietnam vet who used to work on the street crime attack team. He has been critical of the direction police departments have been taking when it comes to all of this equipment that was meant for the military. He and others believe a police force equipped like an army creates as much tension and possible problems as it can solve.
The officers are the victims. A lot of people don't understand that a lot of times. The officers are the victims, so the officers have to be able to protect themselves, and that equipment sometimes is definitely needed for their protection.
But
sometimes overreaction can also cause the situation to inflame the citizenry.
The practice has been going on for nearly 2 decades, and police staunchly defend it for both safety and budgetary reasons. They can have the things they couldn't otherwise afford. Much of the exercise equipment in Lima's gym came from the military. There are hazmat suits and first aid kits that protect both the officers and the citizens.
Probably one of the greatest acquisitions that we received was a number of trauma kits that have very simple things in them, like tourniquets, things of that nature that I wish I can put in every officer's car.
No one will criticize trauma kits or exercise gear, but we've seen the machine guns and fully armored battle vehicles, and there are instances of police agencies even receiving bayonets and grenades. When does a police agency change from being a partner to fight crime to being an occupying force? Nearly every police agency in the state has some type of military equipment. We're in Delaware right now. The city of Delaware does have an MRAP. The Ohio State University has an MRAP. Is that crossing the line? Is that going too far? Are those really needed? Those are the type of questions being asked. The other side of this is, though, that in an extreme situation, those type of vehicles, that type of equipment could save lives. We're live in Delaware. I'm Mike Bowersock, NBC4.
All right, Mike, thank you. Now, we've made it easy for you to take a closer look at our research. Go to NBC4i.com, open Mike's story and our top stories. You'll find an interactive map. Click on a county to see how much military equipment they own.